We grew up thinking that wealth is like cars, clothes, and gadgets. But here is the truth. Wealth is not about what you drive, nor what you wear. It is about the system you created that will help you to build wealth. That is what wealth is all about. There were so many misconceptions when we were growing up. Looking at people who drive cars, people who live even in a 2-bedroom apartment. In fact, in my own setting, we see people who live in 2-bedroom apartments as people who are rich. Because most of us, we live in face me, I face you compound. And even in that face me, I face you compound, there are grades. If you have television, you are on a different grade. And some people will even turn their one-room one-room face me, I face you to 2 rooms by demarcating it with curtain. Yes, when I say these things, it makes me to laugh. But that was the real situation as at that time. People demarcate their house with curtain and it becomes 2 rooms. So those who live in 2 rooms, we grade them as people who are rich, people who are wealthy. But that is not the truth. These were misconceptions that we had while growing up. So the truth is that wealth is measured over time. And wealth is also measured by the systems that you have that are building, bringing income for you. How many multi-streams of income do you have? That is what brings wealth. That is what helps you to build wealth. It is not by the stuffs you buy. It is not by the car you drive. It is not by the clothes you wear. All these things does not make one wealthy. Wealth has to do with the systems you've already created in order to build wealth. So anytime you spend your money buying stuffs to impress others, to look rich, because I find that in this part of the world, people want to look rich rather than being rich. They prefer to look rich rather than being rich in itself. So any money you spend in order to impress others, in order to look rich, is money wasted. And when you waste money, you are wasting your life. Because life is calculated by time. Life is calculated by time. That is why when you check your years, let us assume you are 50 years. That you are 50 years depends on the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, the years you spent on earth. That is how your life will be calculated. So life is calculated based on time, and that is where you hear people say lifetime. So life is calculated by time. And when you spend money unnecessarily, instead of using it to buy your time back, you are wasting that money. That does not mean that in doing business, you cannot lose money. Yes, you can lose money in the process of, trying to invest for you to be able to make money. You can lose money. But that money you lost is the payment you made to learn how not to lose money. That is the way it works. So when you spend your money to buy things that are not necessary, just because you want to impress others, just because you want to look rich, you are wasting your life and you are wasting that money that is supposed to have gone into an income generating system that will help you to build wealth. So stop buying stuffs. Stop impressing people. Stop buying things that are not necessary. Rather, channel that money into buying things that will help you to build wealth. Passive income packages. Go into index fund. Go into mutual fund. Go into, real estate and some other things that will help you to create wealth. That is what we are saying. Now look, when we talk about this, you may not really understand it, but let me tell you, everybody must not be an entrepreneur. Everybody must not be an entrepreneur in order to make money. Some people may decide to be working and still build wealth, but it depends on how you manage your earnings. What are you using your earnings on? Are you using it to live in a big house? Because I know that people, when we were growing up, when we see somebody who is living in a 2 rooms, we take that person to become a big man. So you may see people, when they start making money, they want to live in a bigger apartment just to show off. They want to buy a big car just to show off. Not necessarily that they need it, but they just want to buy those things in order to look rich. I fall a victim of this, and that is why I'm telling you this. When I started making money, the first set of money I made, I used it to impress my friends because, as a waiter, those my friends, they used to call me acting big man. So when I resigned as a waiter, to them, I made a mistake to resign because, tips, tips they get have actually corrupt their mind. So they feel that every day they come to work, they get tips from customers, that because of that, they are making money. But to me, I wanted something more. I actually wanted something that I wanted to build wealth. I wanted to become rich, yes. So that was my own determination. So when I was resigning, they were seeing it that I am making mistake. So, but I actually resigned. And when I started making money, I decided to show off, to show them that, yes, I am making money. And because of that, I fall victim of this particular situation, whereby the money I made in my early days in my businesses, I used it to show off. I used it to impress them, to show them that, yes, I have arrived. And why I'm telling you this is for you not to make the same mistake. Because you don't wait until you make your own mistake before you learn. You learn from people's mistakes and learn how not to make that mistake. And when you learn from people's mistake and then improve your own actions, that is how it helps you to build wealth and then cutting off some mistakes that you would have made. And that is why you also need a mentor. Because if at that particular time in my life I have a mentor, I think that I would have been able not to make that mistake, knowing that there is no need for me to show off, knowing that it was unnecessary for me to even show off to anybody, because that doesn't mean that I am rich. No, my showing off does not mean that I am rich. But as at that time, being a young CEO, I want to show them that, yes, I have not made any mistake to resign, that actually what I believed in paid off. So, but I don't want you to make that mistakes. I don't want you to go into showing off to anybody. In fact, the more you make money, the more silent you should become. The more you make money, the more silent you should become. So, don't make the mistake. Just as life is calculated by time, wealth is also relative to time. Let us assume that you have 100 million naira now. That 100 million naira will be calculated. How much time did it take you to make that 100 million naira, or maybe $100 million, or any currency you can think of? So it will be calculated. How much time did it take you to be able to make that 100 million naira? So that is how wealth is calculated. Just as you calculate life based on time, you also calculate wealth based on time. How much time did it take you to accumulate that wealth that you are, talking about? So if it took you, let's say, 10 years to get that 100 million naira, someone else can as well get that 100 million naira in 1 year. So who is rich among these two? Because by the time you factor in time, you see that maybe the person who made that 100 million naira in 10 years is not as rich as the person who made it in 1 year. So that is how wealth is calculated. For you to really understand what I am trying to explain, so that you now begin to know that there is no time on your side, that any money you get at this particular time, you don't need to use it to buy stuffs. You don't need to use it to buy clothes to show off. You don't need to use it to buy cars. You don't need to use it to buy shoes. You begin to invest it into passive income generating systems that will help you to build wealth over time. That is how wealth is calculated. That is how wealth is being generated. It is not by buying stuffs. So stop buying stuffs. Stop spending your money unnecessarily. Begin to spend your money on things that will help you to build wealth. So on this channel, if you follow us and pay attention, you begin to do things right, that in your later years, you begin to thank yourself that, yes, I came in contact with this channel and I was able to begin to make the right choices that will help me, that by the time I get to 50 years, by the time I get to 60 years, I will be able to look back and begin to thank God for these decisions that I've made as at today. Time is not on your side. If you think that time is on your side, you are making a great mistake. Time is not on your side. The earlier you begin to invest in things that will help you to build wealth, the better for you. Now take this scenario so that you understand what I am saying better. Mr. A and Mr. B, I'm going to use that as an analogy so that you will get to understand what I am saying. Mr. A and Mr. B are working in the same company. They pay both of them 100,000. Now, Mr. A uses 30% of his salary to buy stuffs, to buy clothes, shoes, and other gadgets so that he will impress people in his office and look rich. While Mr. B is spending his own 30% in things like stocks, index fund, mutual fund, real estate, and other passive income generating systems that will help him to build wealth. He does not look rich. He looks just modesty and then simple. Mr. A gets all the accolades in the office, you know, he is the talk of the town, he's the big boy in town. Now, let us fast forward to the next 5 years or the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, Mr. A, most of those things he has bought, in fact, some of them he don't even know where they are. Most of them must have depreciated. Maybe has thrown them out. And then Mr. B, his stock and all those places he put his money has been growing. And then two of them, their salary is no longer 100,000 now. Their salary has grown up to maybe 200,000 because of a salary increment over the years. And then when you calculate, Mr. A is earning 200,000 naira every month. Likewise, Mr. B. But when Mr. B calculates other money that comes to him through his index fund, his mutual fund, and other businesses he was able to invest into, by the time he calculates that money, he is now earning, if he add it to his salary, he will be earning, let's say, assume 500,000. Now, check it. Mr. A is earning 200,000. Mr. B is earning 500,000 per month. If it takes Mr. A 10 years to earn 25 million naira, it will take Mr. B only 4 years for him to earn the same amount. Now, and even when we are talking of Mr. A using 4 years to earn the same amount, we have not even factored in the power of compound interest, because the more money he makes and compounds it, the more money he will get at the end of the day. But we'll still peg it at the same 500,000 naira a month. It will take him only 4 years for him to raise the same 25 million naira, which will take Mr. A 10 years before he will be able to raise 25 million naira. Now see, if you minus the difference, it means that Mr. B still have 6 years saved, because he was able to save just 30% of his money and then putting that 30% into systems that will help him to generate income and build wealth. So you see how Mr. B was able to buy back his time instead of spending it on stuffs, while Mr. A was actually spending his money on stuffs, and then that money, those things that he bought, he could not even account for them as at today. That is the secret of building wealth. Don't spend everything you have. You must not be an entrepreneur for you to build wealth. You may just become a career person and still build wealth. It boils down to what you are able to save out of your earning. Let me tell you, buying your time back is not a magic. It is a strategy. It is a strategy that if you implement it, you will be able to make more money than your colleagues in the office. So don't wait until you resign or you go into entrepreneurship before you begin to build your wealth. In that small corner office where you are, you can start building your wealth by not doing what? Not finishing every money that you earn as salary. Begin to put out something. And when you put it out, please don't leave it in your bank account. Don't leave it there. Look for a place where you put it so that it will now begin to grow and give you returns. Treat money as tools. Money is just a tool. Money is not wealth in itself. You know, before now we used to boast about the amount of money we have in our bank account. No, it doesn't work that way. You may have money in your bank account, but just enough to take care of your emergencies. But the rest, please put it into a system that will be able to generate wealth for you at the end of the day. That is how to build wealth. As you earn, begin to put something aside. Begin to put something and create systems that will make you wealthy. If I knew this earlier, I would have made more impact than what I made at that particular time of my life. But I made the mistake of showing off. Please don't make that same mistake. It is not necessary. You don't need to show off to anybody. You are not into any competition with anybody. You are running your own race alone. Life race is an individual race. If you have a mentor, fine and good, but your mentor is not coming to do those things for you. You are still the one to do it. Your mentor is just there to give you ideas and help you fine-tune your own ideas to make it better and help you to minimize your mistakes along the way. So that is how it works. Having said all this, I want to ask you, what are you buying today that will help you to build your future, that will help you to build wealth? Are you buying stocks or are you buying index fund, mutual fund, stocks, real estate, and other things that will help you to build your future? Let me tell you, the stuffs you buy today depreciates, but the system you build over time helps you to build wealth. So that is it. Now, I want you to begin to practice these things, these habits that will help you to, to begin to buy time. Number one, spend less on your status. Spend less on your status. Redirect that money into income generating systems. Very, very important for you to do. The other one is don't see money as wealth in itself. See money as tool that will help you to build wealth. Any money you make, use it as a tool. It's a tool. It's not the wealth in itself. You don't become, wealthy by the amount of money you have in your bank account. No, inflation will just eat into it. And by the time you now check, you see that your 1 million naira is no longer 1 million. So don't see money as wealth. See it as a tool that will help you to build wealth. Then practice delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is one important habit that every wealth builder must possess. By the time you get money and then you delay that 3-bedroom apartment you wanted to rent, you delay it, use the money to buy a piece of land. And then before you know it, you now begin to build. Before you know it, that rent you are paying, you no longer pay rent. Rather, you live in your own house, and then that money you are using to pay rent will now go into other income generating systems that will give you more money. In fact, that is the way it works. Delayed gratification will really help you to make more money. You are already living in a house, you want to buy big furniture to show off. It's not necessary. You are not showing off to anybody because nobody is in any competition with you. We are only, and one thing is that people don't even see those things. And that is why you see people, they will buy clothes, and when they go to maybe church or any event, people did not even notice that they bought new clothes, and then they begin to ask them, didn't you see my wristwatch? Didn't you see my clothes? As if the person is interested in whether you are wearing a new clothes or not. Nobody notices those things. So you don't need it. It's not necessary. What is more necessary is the systems you were able to build that will help you to build wealth and then live the type of life you want to live in the nearest future. Retire early. It is good to retire early. By the time you begin to create these systems early enough, those of you that are in your 20s, in your 30s, please come closer, because most times you people fall victim of all these things that we are talking about. And then maybe in your later years, you now begin to blame yourself. Please, this is the time for you to blame yourself. Don't wait in your 50s to blame yourself. The money you make now, begin to invest them. And one good thing is that investment grows with time. So you grow with it. And as you grow with it, the more wealth you create for yourself, the more wealth you create for your generation, money will no longer become a problem for you. You will no longer be under crisis, or you no longer become slave for money. Rather, you will become a master of money and use it as a tool to build wealth. Time is no longer on your side. Begin to practice now. There is no time. If this video has opened your eyes, please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, and share it to your friends so that you will continue learning on how to build wealth and build real wealth with purpose, which will help us that at the end of the day, we'll look back, thank God, teach the younger generation, and be able to enjoy our wealth in our later years. Thank you for stopping by. Remember, it is Amy Wealth Money Lane, where we'll talk about money and everything that has to do with building wealth. Thank you for stopping by. Please hit the like button.